So it is done. Finally, the Riverbank, which was built in 2017 and has now, it's got the capacity to fit 5,750 supporters in, which won't happen very often. It's still got the potential to be expanded to a capacity of 120,000. If you didn't watch episode 1 of this series, that will be confusing. If you did, you'll know why. I'm going to leave it as a little mystery for those that don't know. Also, it means they'll have to go back and watch episode 1, which was a cracker. So yes, 2,250 seats with 3,500 fans in terraces. And the best thing about this, viewers, is that I've not seen it yet. And the reason we're here today is that I've played lots and lots of games since we last met. You might be able to see from the top there, 7th position. We're in a playoff position. Now, merely last time we met, things weren't going so well, but since then, kaboom, things have actually turned around a little bit, and we're not an embarrassment. So, since that 2 defeat against Boston United, you can see, as I mentioned, lots of games have been played. There are familiar names in the goal-scoring charts. Look out for Owusu, look out for Pat Rogers, and you can see the pair of them have been going in on teams in League 2. Since that defeat to Boston, only 2 league defeats to our name, so defeat in the Checkatrade Trophy, not ideal, and a few draws in there, but wins against Cheltenham, Fleetwood, Sutton, Billericay, 2-1 winning against Burton, of course, our former affiliate club, 4-2 against Plymouth, a 3-1 against Halifax, a 4-0 against Dagenham, and a 1-0 win over Cambridge have seen us rocket up then to 7th position. Do you know what makes it bittersweet, viewers? Do you know what makes it not quite what I want it to be? Look who's top of the table. Look who's top of the bloody table. That's right, Carlisle. Still making me feel awful about my achievements. They're top of the league, loving life. It's annoying. So we're into 7th position, and it's still quite tight in there, but 34 points gives us a little bit of leeway either side. Our goal difference is also pretty good as well. It's interesting, for the first few games of the season, I couldn't work out if we were doing well or not. The 2-2 against Carlisle was a much of a muchness, and now it looks like a pretty good result. And some of the other draws, Bristol Rovers, Grimsby and Peterborough, well, they're not actually that good. Grimsby, Peterborough, I mean, they're down here. And Bristol Rovers actually are pretty similar to us. So it wasn't the best start. We picked it up a little bit and then finally got on a run of winning games. As I say, there's been a few defeats in there. Barnet and Bradford, not ideal. And if you look at the league table, you can see Bradford in 3rd position, so not that surprising. But then Barnet down in 15th. I don't really know what to make of it. The bottom line, though, viewers, and I think you can see this now, is that we're into 7th position and looking rather good. Now, 2 matches are coming today, and it's the FA Cup first round and a Checkatrade Trophy game against Tottenham under 23s. You might be wondering why we play in Tottenham under 23s. It's our first home game at the Riverbank with it looking new. So I'm excited to see how it looks, and it should be a good one. I've actually not seen it yet because we've not played a home game there yet. It's only just been completed. So let's get this South Shields FA Cup first round game out of the way and then go on to Tottenham. And team-wise, no new players have been brought in, and we're still having to sort of mess around with the new rules in regards to loans that I can only use 5 in any matchday squad. Keon Harris is needing a rest, so we're going to leave him out today. Now, Ben Cousins has actually picked up an injury. Pat Rogers and Owusu have over the last month or so have really formed a really good partnership, and he's been out for about a month with a groin strain. Was out 10 days ago, so what was that, the end of the month? And yeah, hopefully he'll be back soon-ish. He's done okay for me this season. He's been more of a support player than a goal scorer, and I mean, when you compare him to the likes of Rogers, who you'll see here, like 16 and 16 with 7 assists, and then Owusu, who out of nowhere has got 14 and 18. He started the season really, really quietly, was barely involved for large parts of the start of the year. I was just trying different things out after he was so prolific in, obviously, the previous division. But yeah, he's doing really well, and I'm a little bit stunned by it, to be honest. Based on goals per 90 minutes, Pat Rogers is leading that comfortably, and then Owusu not far behind, and Stevie Foster, of course he is, doing the bits as well, with 4 goals so far this season. But aside from that front two, there's not a lot going on in terms of goal scoring. Team for today then is that Thomas is going to come in for Keon Harris, but we're going to move him slightly further forward and play him as a defensive player in the centre. I mentioned it before, similar to Hallahan. Foster on the right then. Collier, who we've not really seen too much of. Sam Collier is going to play on the left-hand side for us today. Although actually, we could change it around. So we could give Simon Doherty the game. He's not played that much for me this season because of the whole loan system. It's a bit of a nuisance, to be honest. But we'll try him out. Of course, the loan system actually doesn't matter in this tournament because it's the FA Cup, so get all the loans in. Fitzpatrick, Ashley Moult, Murray and Holness at the back, with Welsh filling on the left back, of course, and Coulton playing in behind Owusu and Rogers. He is a step above a lot of players in this division, and I enjoy his work very much. Right, after all that explanation, let's play a match. And I realise it's the morning and the match is in the afternoon. Okay then, we're playing South Shields in today's game, who actually are one of the shock teams to have got promoted. They've not got a badge on the game. That's basically the situation with South Shields. For those that aren't aware where South Shields is, not far from it's around Newcastle area. That'll help. And here we go then. Up against them, we'll see what we got. And they're playing a 4-4-2. They've got Hardy up front. Joe Hardy has been there for quite some time. Doesn't score prolifically though, so not a problem. I say not a problem. This is where he bags a hat-trick, isn't it? Right, passionately say I've got faith in them and I expect them to do a job. Of course, it's quite obvious. The turnaround since the start of the season has been pretty dramatic, and hopefully we highlight today why we've been so good. It's a corner very early on as it forced Doherty on the edge. Stevie Foster's there, and that would have been a good start. But it's not only, and this is the most encouraging thing, it's not only that we're winning games, it's that we're dominating games when we're winning them, and that's been the real highlight of this League 2 football. The start of the year, I was genuinely concerned, and I sort of planned. I thought, well, if the season's going to be like this, if it's going to be sort of a bit of a lower battle, like a bottom half battle, I don't think we'd be relegated, but a bottom half battle, then we'll get to this particular period where we get to see our new stadium, and there won't be much to report as we've got ourselves a penalty, do we? I think we do, yes. Rodgers to take it. We'll carry on that conversation in a moment. To put us 1-0 up in the FA Cup first round, and he does so just about. Keeper goes the right way, but it goes in anyway. So I was thinking, it won't be that interesting to show you just sort of games that don't mean anything. And then towards the back end especially, we went on this little win streak, and it's propelled us into the playoffs very unexpectedly. So I guess we'll see. And if it continues like this, I'm going to have to bring you more games more rapidly. But I wanted to get to see the new stadium. That was the big thing. I wanted to end the week with the stadium as a Coulton free kick. Well, it's a bit fortunate. I don't care. When it goes in, I never care. It says an outstanding goal. Now, if it doesn't hit the wall and it's bent like that, that's impeccable. As no, it does hit the wall and the keeper just falls on the floor. We haven't taken that many away fans to South Shields, which is a bit worrying. And I do worry that the opening of our new ground, or not a new ground, but sort of the more impressive stadium, won't be met with many fans because it's a Checker Trade Trophy game. I think I actually said I'd never show you one of those. Well, I'm very happy with the way things are going. A perfect start to the FA Cup run. And we didn't have to go through any qualifying anymore. This is great. Just straight in there. First round. I love it. A penalty and a Paul Coulson free kick. Sears in the lead, and we're doing all right. Can you believe Carlisle? It's a joke, isn't it? I mean, I thought I was doing well as Coulton gets injured. Well, I know he's going to come on, and that's quite a straight swap, really. But that's a bit annoying because he's one of our better players, and he's not a lone player, so it helps with that on match days. Is it a bad one? Potential foot injury? Not usually good news. Time's ticking away here, actually. We might have to make a couple more changes to keep things fresh. We've got a throw-in over on that far side. I think after this highlight, we'll make a change as Doherty's tackled. Finds Welsh, finds Rodgers, back to Doherty again. We're not really playing it smoothly, so another penalty kick. Rodgers to take it again. Pat Rodgers, he's just scoring for fun this season. A lot of people said in the early episodes, get Cousins in there, get him playing, and well, I was going to say that would be why, but Rodgers reacts quickest and gets his goal. I'll click his name quickly. Very well rounded. I think you'll agree. For this division especially, looks really good. Can probably do it in League One as well. Not that Cardiff will let me have him after all these good loan spells, but I guess we'll see. Right, 15 minutes to go. Sam Collier is going to come on for Stevie Foster. Roy Nelson's going to come on for Owusu, who's had a quiet game. And 15 minutes. Job done, right? We're actually forward again, controlling the game nicely. 58% possession in the game. Rodgers is there again, and he goes for the hat-trick. Doesn't quite get it. Time is beginning to tick away. And I guess what we've got now is the second round draw. Now, it's not going to be win against one of the big guns, but it still should be entertaining, as there might be one more highlight in this, actually. Hogg goes forward, plays it across to Hardy, and a consolation for South Shields. Well, I'll do a polite, sort of tennis clap. Well done. What a good point. I just realised Pat Rodgers has scored, and I have not been patting, so just getting it in there. Just do it at home. But this could be a craze that sweeps the nation. Just patting your head. Probably not. Right, final touches of the game then as Thames look to bring this to an end. Pat Rodgers plays it to Doherty, and surely the referee at this stage is going to call time on this. No? Ref, do you want to... What about now? Doherty, Nelson, we're still pushing forward. It's offside. I assume that's going to be that, and a pretty dominant display against a divisional rival in the FA Cup in South Shields, and job done. I don't actually know where are South Shields in the division. Is that a good win or just an average win? South Shields they're 22nd in League 2, so it's the sort of game you do expect us to win. I'm on a bit of a high. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just it was the shock factor of, this is going better than I ever thought it would. I thought this season, especially after the beginning, I thought it was going to be a real grind. I thought, I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be dull. I thought it was going to be really boring. But if we can push for the playoffs, I still think mid-table would be pretty good. But if we can push for the playoffs, I mean, who knows? Coulton then is out for 3 to 7 weeks, but 3 to 4 weeks if we send him to the physio. So not the end of the world, but not ideal. That means he'll miss... He'll be back for the Christmas period, which I guess is good, but yeah, not ideal. We're going to praise Colton's performance, even though he's now injured, and I'm going to rest the boys since we've got a game in 4 days. And I kind of want to play our strongest team. You know, it's a new stand. Kind of sucks. I'm on a bit of a high, and I'm going to. This kind of reveals when I'm doing the video. Not that it really matters. But in between matches, I've just looked at Twitter and noticed that Total Biscuit has died, which is really sad. He's someone that drove gaming on YouTube as an industry, and without people like him, I wouldn't get to do this sort of thing. So I just thought I'd mention it. Yeah, very sad. Sorry if that was a real change of pace all of a sudden. But when you read that sort of thing, I feel like I can't not mention it. Like, it just sucks, man. Cancer is just, But we must carry on. FA Cup second round draw. Let's see who we get. Sorry if I feel almost bad because my videos are supposed to be lighthearted and entertaining. But, I mean, that guy did so much for this platform, and it'd be wrong I feel like it's almost wrong of me not to say anything. So, man. Anyway, we've just been drawn. We're going to play one of the teams left in it, Plymouth or Forest Green. And that's not too bad. League One team, Forest Green, so we prefer to avoid them. Plymouth, though, I think Plymouth are having, I could be wrong here, I think Plymouth are having a pretty okay year. No, they're not. They're 13th. They're very average. Okay, next game coming up, Tottenham in 4 days' time, and I'll see you for it. Okay then, after a bit of a rejig for this match then, we've got a bit of a changed lineup for this Czech Trophy game. It's not necessarily our full strength side, but not a bad side by any means. Fitzpatrick in goal, then Ashley Moult, Murray, Collette and Welsh at the back, Doherty, Collier and McDonnell in the centre. We've got Bright in behind Owusu and Rogers. There's a temptation actually in this one. So I was going to say to play Kieran Harris, then I noticed that he's on international duty and that's why he's not selected, and it all makes sense now. Okay then, for the first time, let's take a look at the new and improved Riverbank. This is exciting. This should be interesting. Okay, we're going to have to switch over to 3D for this because, well, of course we are. All right, Team Top Wise has passionately said, come on, lads. It'd be interesting to see who Spurs play in this game as well. Okay, then. Oh, my God, look at it. Is that the stand? I don't think that is the stand. I don't think that is I mean, they both look, that is the stand. That is definitely the stand. Okay, just wait. That is cool. Right, data analyst. Oh my God, look at the floodlights. It just looks more prominent. It just looks more, I don't know, it just looks better, doesn't it? I think that's the phrase. It just looks better. Okay, there you are. That's the overhead view if you wanted to see it. And yeah, that's cool. I like that a lot. It just looks a bit more pronounced. It's good. Before it looked a little bit basic and now it looks like a proper stadium almost. Okay, lovely. Yes, delighted with that. Okay, first chance of the game is going to be Spurs, and they bring it forward quite stressfully. There, I'm looking at their lineup. I realise that I won't know if they've got any sort of good players in there because they're all regens at this point. He's good. What's his name? Cameron Coots. He's decent. In fairness, this is quite good. This is quite a good test for us. Pat Rogers is struggling a little bit for their fitness. So at half time, it's got to half time very quickly. We will make a switch. I think we're going to bring Roy Nelson on for Pat Rogers. Roy Nelson, of course, pretty quick, great finishing ability, but a part of me thinks that this is the wrong sort of game for him actually. But he's a bit more of a flat track bully. This doesn't necessarily suit him. And Welsh at left back has also picked up a knock. And as this is just the Czech Trophy, I want to take no risks with anyone, and Elder's going to come on straight away. I don't want to try and risk people for league matches, which are of much more importance, but we've got ourselves a highlight. I think it's the first highlight of the game, actually. Well, Ashley Moult's got it. He plays a searching ball there, and Owusu's in. If he plays it to his left-hand side, it's a certain goal. Oh! I mean, what a save that is. I've got to say, Pat Rogers and Owusu have quite a few assists to their name this season. The amount of times I see them go through and actually square it, it's un-football manager-like, I guess you'd say. All right, another highlight, and it's back to the feet of Ashley Moult, who finds Roy Nelson, whose touchdown to Bright was very good. He seems to just take the ball off him. Roy Nelson, ball out to Owusu. If he can find the delivery, can't quite get it into the middle. But we seem to be in control of the game so far. 77 minutes gone. If it's a draw, it goes to penalties regardless as Nelson whistles one wide. Which I don't know if I like or not, because we had it in one of our previous games, and I wasn't really a fan. Question is, do you make another change? As there's about 5 minutes to go, and well, they've given it away pretty daftly, and then that ball over the top, and this will be a goal. I am Well, wrong. I'm wrong. I was going to say I'm pretty sure, but it just didn't go in. Is there only 3 games in the group? Is this to qualify then? Okay, a point will be enough to qualify to the knockout stages, but there's penalties anyway. I don't think these matter. That's the list of our best penalty takers. If they're on the pitch, great. I'm going to keep it in 2D just because it's the Checkatrade Trophy, folks, as they're 1-0 up. And this is the ABBA system as well. Roy Nelson, not good at penalties. So we lost the last penalty shootout, by the way, just to fill you in, as he's actually scored it. And we get to go again. Owusu now stepping up. At least our 2 strikers are the first ones to take the penalty kicks. They're the best strikers of the ball, you would assume. And it was basically the same penalty on either side. Now, cute. So now he's one of their better player. This is going to be interesting. It's on Fitzpatrick. Can he get us a save? No. This could go on all night, I realise now. Wilson's taking for Spurs, though. I quite like a mid-season penalty shootout, to be fair. They're quite good fun. As, Fitzpatrick, what a save! Makes it over to the left-hand side and keeps it out. Now, Bright, to put us in a 3-2 lead, to take the advantage in the shootout. Can Bright score it? Oh, he's at the bar, for God. McDonald now to take it. One of our central midfielders. Can he finish it? Come on, my man. McDonald. Oh, it's all gone to pot. It's all gone to... Oh, it's a disaster. McGowan for Spurs to put them in the driving seat. And does this win it for them? No, because no one's run around. But, okay. So this is to stay in it now. Oh, no, of course. They get to go again. So Kaloxi, I guess you'd say. Kalotsky. That I made him sound Russian. He's not Russian. Kalotsky with the penalty then to see Spurs get the win. He's missed it. All right, Fitzpatrick stood strong in the middle and kept it out. And now it's on to Ashley Moult. Score to stay in this or it is over. And then I think we get a penalty to win it, maybe? I don't know. I don't think... I'm so lost here. No, we have to score this. No, I'm well mistaken. We've got to score this to stay in it, I believe. Ashley Moult steps up. What a waste of time this has been. What a waste of time. And once again, we missed 3 in the last one. We've missed 3 again. We need to get better penalty takers. Hold your heads high, boy. Hold your head high, boy. Hold your head high, boys. I can't even speak. I'm so shocked. Hold your heads high, boys. That's what I was trying to get out. Well, there we are then. I think we still go through. If that penalty shootout means we don't go through, that's daft, isn't it? Right, Group O, that is. Are we through? I imagine it'll say in the news categories. We qualify for the Southern Section, 2nd round. Yeah. What is the point of this? Do you know what? I was in favour of it when it was first announced. Not many people were. I hate it now. And that then is going to bring us to the end today. If you've enjoyed it, do drop a like. If you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back on Monday for more. I'll be back on Monday for more. I just realised Liverpool are in the Champions League final this weekend. I'm going to be far too stressed to do anything. So I'll see you for it, 5 PM. I hope you'll join me, and we'll love with care. It's been a special next time. Goodbye.